upper end of the leat that fed the furnace. You can hear the water, the beck in good spate. And up here is a blacking mill. And this gentleman here is going to explain what went on here.
This is the remains of a blacking mill.
Say that again, sorry.
It's the remains of a blacking mill. They used charcoal in the furnace down the road, but they needed the big piece of charcoal. It had to be strong enough to support the ore in the furnace. So that all the dust and the fines brought in here, and they ground it under millstones, and they used the resulting powder for lining casting molds. But unfortunately, finely ground carbon, it's subject to spontaneous combustion. And if you look at the details of the roof, you'll find all the joists are of angle iron or old railway lines.
Oh, I see. Steel structure to resist the conflagration.
Well, yes.
Yeah, I see that.
The powder could go up, but the roof would survive.
Yes.
I believe it was ground in this building, possibly on the second floor, and there's a chute leading to the longer building where it will be bagged and stored.
A chute, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. You're saying about a chute?
Yes. I think it was ground on the first floor and slid down that chute into bags. And again, you notice the steel lintel.
So the chute was behind that metal plate, like a door or a flap?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. And what's with the little triangular alcove hole there, do you think? Is that just ventilation?
I think so, but it's a metal plate again. It's rather interesting.
Yes. Yeah, an interesting little structure. And there's something about to happen to this structure, is that correct?
Yes. They're talking about one of these buildings was going to be a house and the other was going to be a rolling mill. I'm sorry. One of these buildings was going to be a house and the other is to be a workshop. I'm not clear which way around it will be.
A workshop, yeah. And do you think it'll be developed sympathetically with what's here?
So he says.
Yeah?
It's going to match the same footprint.
So in here you suggest they bagged the blacking dust. Oh, I see that. I think I can see that chute a fair bit you were alluding to. This is interesting, thank you. Yes. Let me just get that on the film there. So there we can see like an angled slip or chute where we've just heard it explained that the dust particles were bagged at the foot of it. Marvellous. And again, all this roof structure, instead of being timber and laths, it's iron. Is there something else, sir? Any more features?
I was just looking at that lintel, but I can't for the life of me make out what it's made of. I think that's just stuff that's been used as back doors.
Yes.
There's obviously been a door there. These days.
Yeah, as we see, the structure is in a very poor condition. But nevertheless,
rather beyond poor.
Yeah, but enough of it stands to give an idea of its outline and form. So just down there is the blacking mill, and then slightly further upstream is the rolling mill. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is the remains of the rolling mill.
Hang on a minute. Let me just get the outline in. Okay, go sir, go sir.
Well, this is the remains of the rolling mill. It's only worked for about 10 years, but we believe it was where they processed pig iron from the furnace to make wrought iron. So there would have been a hearth to reheat the pigs, and rollers to squeeze them into shape.
And what would be the product?
Wrought iron rails.
Rails?
Yeah, or bar.
Or bar?
Yeah, any section you like.
Oh really? Okay.
It would all be driven by 2 water wheels on the side of the building.
2 water wheels?
Yes.
And
Well, one for the blower, one for the rollers.
Okay. And can you just explain please how the water got to those wheels?
Yes, there was a dam right across this valley between those 2 rocks.
Well, these rocks just up here, just immediately in the foreground.
Yes.
So these rocks here, and on this side here. Okay.
And a leaf to the far side, about 12 foot up the bank, ran along that bank to a pillar, you can see the basin pillar there.
Hang on a second.
Stream, and then it crossed the stream on a wooden launder.
On a wooden launder.
There it fed the water wheel.
I see. Yeah, so there's a pillar over there. Brought water across the stream. The 2 water wheels.
Yes.
And is there any evidence of the water wheel pits remaining there?
Not the water wheel pit, but you can find the axle hole on the side of the building.
Is that worth looking at, sir?
If you want to go for a paddle, I would.
Oh no, I don't want to go.
I really wouldn't advise it.
I see. You'd have to stand in the stream to see that, would you?
You try again in midsummer.
Oh, okay.
Having said that, we'll go and have a look anyway.
Oh, will we? Okay. So as the man said, we're going to have a look anyway. So we're now behind the rolling mill structure on the back side, and it's not as bad as things at first sounded. So I'll just bring you around. So just across the back there is the pillar which brought the leat from the far side across the back here and then to where we're standing now. Could you just point out the outline of the
I believe
perceived
there may
aperture?
have been a water wheel here. There seems to be some sort of aperture that's been bricked up there.
So this would have been for the water wheel axle to go
Yes.
inside the structure and drive the apparatus in there.
Yes.
Yes. And there was another one just behind us. So again, this structure is pretty forlorn. It's got some sort of more modern sheds and filth and things built inside. But there was another aperture here. Here we are. Can you just point out again, please, where you think the...
Well, here you have a very large limestone limit. And underneath it, the stonework has been loosely blocked up.
Yes.
But I believe that would be the axle hole.
So, do we conjecture that there were 2 water wheels in series?
Yes.
Would the water from one drop to weight the power wheel 1 and then some water carried on to power wheel 2, do you think? Or
Yes, I think that's how it would work.
yeah, yeah. That would have been a fascinating sight, wouldn't it, to see two water wheels both spinning up on the gable end of a structure, you know.
Yes.
Wow. And how big do you think these wheels might have been?
They can't have been that big. 12 foot diameter at most.
How big, sorry?
12 foot diameter?
12 foot.
At most.
So about the same radius as the gentleman standing in front of us.
Yeah.
I'll just back off.
So if this was the actual hole, then
Yes.
one would be standing somewhere near the centre.
Yes.
So another 6 foot down below me.
Yep.
Which would more or less take it down to the level of that.
Or below. I don't suppose it could be. Oh, it could be below if it fed downstream before the tail race. But yeah, so just down here somewhere underneath all this debris, if an excavation was made, you should expect to see a masonry lined wheel pit, I imagine. Two of them, sorry, of course there's one here, and then there's one just, it's maybe about 25 feet away, along this same structural base.
Shall we go through a pattern?
What's down there?
I don't know, I'm going to find out.
So we're now stood in the in the blinking deck. This is obviously the stream side of the blacking mill at the end, and then the bagging house, I should call it, here. And then there, the rolling mill. This is Mule and Beck, obviously a considerable power source, you know, powering all the industry down this little valley. Rolling mill, blacking mill, iron furnace, corn mills, and indeed there were other mills and such like further upstream still, you know. So it's a renewable power source. Gets used around one wheel, then it runs on to do another water wheel, and then runs on to do another. They knew what they were about, these old boys. So we've just seen the blacking mill, 2 water wheels there, in line, and there is now some speculation and debate as to whether, under this structure which is immediately behind me, which is more recent, like a, you know, a fairly modern garage type of thing, whether there might indeed have been another wheel pit there to power the blacking mill. Now, wouldn't it be fantastic to speculate on the notion of having 3 water wheels in series, possibly fed from the same launder, leat, water source, all revolving in the same direction at the same time, you know. We'll have to do some work on that. One of our colleagues here has got some maps, we'll go and have a look at those now. And here, just about 100 metres further upstream from the iron furnace, is the weir. And on the far side over there was a sluice gate which fed the water into the leat which powered the water wheel at the furnace and the mills further down. This is the line of the leat from the weir towards the furnace.